I'm live again, and that is really annoying. You guys, I'm so upset. I broke my freaking... Oh, Katie Flowers is talking to me. Oh my god, I'm like so good friends with Katie Flowers. Um, I broke my freaking lamp. I need to... That's really annoying. I need to reposition so you guys don't have to see that, but... Or maybe I can just turn that light off or something. Oh, I broke this lamp today, and I'm so upset about it. It like is cracked. My crutches got stuck on it, and it like tipped over, and I about had a little fucking meltdown because it is one of my favorite things that we have, and it matches the other one that is like taller, and it goes... It's like our living room lamps that we just currently have in my office because... Sorry, I'm like trying to reposition. I'm so professional, everyone. Don't worry about it. Don't you even worry about it. I'm just the most professional live streamer, YouTuber you've ever met. Are you dizzy yet? It's just not gonna work. I need to turn it off, and I don't know if I can get out of this. Did that work? Oh, look. Now I just look really janky and a little ghetto, and that's fine. That is fine. Anyways, I broke this lamp today. I'm devastated. And hi. Welcome to another live stream. Iridescency, hi. I am only going to comment minimally on what I look like. I feel disgusting. I feel like I look disgusting. I've really struggled today. And I was in so much pain. I thought I was on the road to recovery with this knee. And today I woke up and it felt like the day after I injured it. It hurt so bad. And I've just been really cranky and off all day, and I couldn't bring myself to shower because the thought of trying to stand or even sit in the shower was just, it was not a thing I was going to be able to do. So I'm struggling, and I'm really trying to stick with this video challenge that I set for myself because I do think that it's been helpful and fun and creative, and I have still some journaling to catch up on. I didn't get as much done in the last live stream that I was hoping, as well as I have a few things to write, one of which is the next lesson for my tarot course that I'm doing with a client slash friend. We are going and I'm teaching them one-on-one the tarot, and as I'm doing it, I'm building a course. So building the foundations for a course to be able to create. And we have made our way all through the minor arcana. We're in the major arcana now. We did the first 4 cards. And hi, Laura. Hi, Purple of Heart. Thank you for saying that, Purple of Heart. I'm so sorry you're going through that. Thank you. I am aware of my privilege. I am aware that it could be worse. But currently today, I am just feeling it and allowing myself to feel sorry for myself and to give myself a day of like crabbiness and upset and yada yada. So currently I need to prep for my next session with the tarot client slash friend. She's also my friend, but she is a client as well. And I need to do that, as well as I'm trying to put together a little kind of like, not script per se, but I'm trying to kind of outline and organize the bullet points of Mercury retrograde in Libra for all of the signs. Just a fun little chatty thing, and we're already so far into the Mercury retrograde that I'm trying to get it out as soon as possible, but I've always found that it's very helpful to give Mercury retrograde information in the middle of Mercury retrograde instead of like, oh, we're about to have a Mercury retrograde. What will this Mercury retrograde bring me? I always found it was more helpful to be like, I'm in the thick of it. Shit's going wrong. Why is this happening? And in what areas should I be focusing the most? So hopefully I can bring this to everyone in the beginning to the middle part of the Mercury retrograde so that you have some insight and validation of like where you're at now, and for however long left you have, where to focus and things like that. So those are the 3 things that I could be working on. We'll see whatever pulls my attention firstly. I'm really itching to catch up in here because like the longer I go, the harder it is for me to like remember things that happened that day and yada yada. So Laura, are you going to journal in the new Magic of I journal? I'm saving that currently just because I haven't opened it yet and I want to film a video. But I'm like licking my chops. I'm just ready to crack that baby open and really explore all it has to offer. I mean, I know it's in reality it's just an unlined journal, but it just feels so high quality, and it just, the design, it's like one of those things that like you just want to get your hands on and constantly stare at in awe. Yeah, I was just talking to my beautifully talented cousin who is also an artist as well as myself, and they recently did an art piece, and I was like, don't you just love when you finish a piece and like you walk away and you come back because you just want to look at it, and then you leave and then you come back just because you want to look at it, and then you know the next day you wake up and you're so excited to get back to where that piece is so you can look at it again. It's like that pride, that sense of like accomplishment. That's how I feel about really good new journals and planners too. It's like, oh, I can't wait to touch this journal and use it, or I can't wait to like utilize the planner. Like, ooh, I just can't wait to like, you know, highlight. And this is definitely the Virgo Gemini coming out, of like stationary horror. Like, that's not just like a Gemini and Virgo thing, but like specifically in me, it is. So, yeah, no, I'm waiting. I also do have other Magic of I journals that are holding me over. But, yeah, and that's totally okay. We're here for you. Thank you, Laura. Can't wait for you to see you open it. Yeah, it's just a bit difficult now because I do have my ring light and everything, but, like, I kind of have to, like, stand up, and do it, which is fine, but today was not the day to do it. But anyways, so if I'm complaining a lot today in this live stream or anything, just bear with me because I'm just kind of allowing myself to be a bit of a bummer. And I hope that you all will just hold space for me and know that I'm trying my best. But sometimes it's okay to not force yourself to have a positive attitude, and it's okay to just let yourself, like, give yourself a time limit. Don't be a crotchety bitch forever and always. But I recognize in myself today that, like, I needed to be a little pouty baby for a moment, you know? And I'm allowing myself a 24-hour window to complain or to be a crabby bitch or to, you know, just, like, feel disgusting because I haven't showered, like, and just not feel bad for talking down on myself about it. Like, I'm also aware that I made a smart choice by not forcing myself into the shower when it might have put strain or, you know, on my mind or my body. Like, it's okay if I go 24 hours. Like, I don't feel good about it, but I know that, like, I just need to chill, you know? Anyways, that's enough of that. Morning from Australia, Samantha. I didn't know how long I got to watch the live, but I can always catch up another time. That's okay. Sonia, I'm glad that you're here for as long as you want to and can. Sit with the feels. Thank you, Laura. I hope we can cheer you up. Thank you, Moira. I really like your name. I hope I said that right. I'm pretty sure I did. I really like that name. No, I'm not drinking a Coke. I would not do that. How dare you accuse me of drinking a Coke? Okay, so let me just, it's good for your hair anyway. Thanks. Yeah, to not shower. Yeah, I don't wash my hair every time, but like, I definitely sweat last night and woke up and I was like, so I'm feeling a little nasty. So how is everybody else? Enough about me. Have you listened to the new episode of Speaking of Which that came out a few hours ago? You haven't? How come? Head over to any podcast streaming platform and search for Speak of Which. That's which, like WITCH. Because if you're having a bad day and you're being a crotchety bitch, I will guarantee that it will make you feel better. So, fine, speaking of which, on any of the podcast streaming platforms, you can listen to it on Spotify, you can listen to it on Apple Podcasts, you can listen to it on Anchor, you can listen to it on wherever you stream your podcasts. You can listen to it. We just came out with an episode. Thank you guys. You can listen. It's episode 130, and we've never missed a week. So that's a lot of weeks. 130 weeks in a row. We've posted an episode. So if you've never heard of it, I do it with my best friend Skylar, and he's hilarious, and I can guarantee that it'll bring a smile to your face. But what is everybody doing today? What's everyone up to? I posted the Magic of I giveaway, and the first one for the journal, and there's so many comments. Where did y'all come from? I'm getting about the same amount of views on that video that I normally do, but for whatever reason, I normally get anywhere from like 10 to 20 comments. There's 94. So y'all really want these products, and I don't blame you. I really don't. I don't blame you. But I am wondering where you have been. Oh, purple, Pure of Heart. Yeah, definitely. Oh, I don't know if you mean you'll definitely check it out, the podcast, or if you want, we really want that journal. I know. Well, there's 4 to win too. So that's really nice, is that your odds are moving up, because, you know, people might tucker out by the last one. They might not be doing the giveaway stuff. So, they're freaking nice journals. They're expensive too. Like, they're worth every penny, because, you know, they produce them and they make sure that it's high quality and vegan leather, and, you know, like, obviously you're getting what you pay for, but it's not, you know, they're nice products. I understand why people are wanting to win, so, but I just think it's funny. But what's everybody else doing? I know that Sonia said it's the morning time in Australia, which I did know, because Katie Flowers is sending me Marco Polos. What's everybody else doing as I sip my non-Coke drink off camera? Yay, I just went ahead and followed on Spotify. I thought the podcast had ended because I would watch it on YouTube. Yes, Lunar. No, it didn't. I just got sick of posting them on YouTube, and because at some points I wasn't able to make like a video that week, or even those 2 weeks, like my feed on my YouTube was just like the thumbnail over and over and over again for Speaking of Which. Do you know what I mean? And so I felt like it was just like kind of clogging up my YouTube page. And I was like, if people want to listen, they'll find it. And if not, because we're not really too concerned with the podcast like becoming anything. Like, if we were, we would take it a little bit more seriously. You know what I mean? Yeah, we have not stopped. I just stopped putting it on my actual YouTube page. So I'm so glad that you're going to catch up and listen. Thanks for doing that. Laura says that they washed the dog earlier. That's a good thing. What kind of dog or dogs do you have? Thanks for doing such a detailed walkthrough before of the journals. Oh, you're so welcome. I live for that stuff. And I live for that kind of content. Like, that's the kind of content I like to watch. As well, like journals, stationery, please. As well as I really like making that kind of content. So it's kind of a win-win for everyone. You're so welcome, and I'm sorry that you're working. What do you do for work, Lenore? Here it's 8:30 p.m. in Ottawa, Canada. Well, hello from Canada. And Dachshunds, 2 of them, cute, little wiener dogs, so cute. What are their names? Sounds adorable. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I'm so glad that I'm doing live streams again, even if they're nonsense and they like nothing is even really happening. I just get to talk to people. Diesel and Jersey, boys and girls, that is adorable. Diesel and Journey for little dachshunds. That's so cute. That's like calling a pit, like, I don't know, pancakes, or like, I don't know where that came from. That's like calling a pit, like, tiny. Or like cuddles, like, dachshund. Diesel! Its name is Diesel! That's so funny to me. I love it. Alright, so what else? How is I'm gonna pull out the Mercury and retrograde papers that I have that I want to fill in. How is Mercury retrograde in Libra treating everyone so far? Have you felt it? Did you even know? Do you not care? Is it like really fucking up your plans? Has any of your exes showed up? Have you showed up in any of your exes' DMs? I'm joking. Kind of. And, you know, how you feeling? How you all doing? Mercury went retrograde on September 25th. Technically, I think it was the 26th. But it was basically like midnight or something like that on the 25th, so 25th, 26th is when that happened. How have y'all been doing with that? And if you're watching the playback of this, please comment how Mercury retrograde has been treating you in the comments, and tell me your rising sign. Catherine, what's up, Catherine? So that's what the fuck has been going on. Bitch, yes it has. You're welcome. Mic drop. You're welcome. Yes. I'm not actually really for like blaming Mercury retrograde on a bunch of shit, but it is kind of just an easy, fun joke. Some people are affected more than others. Sometimes different Mercury retrogrades hit people harder depending on their placements and their natal chart and whatever, but collectively it is just kind of annoying. It's like getting like attacked by mosquitoes and just having to like wait out the itch for a few weeks, you know what I mean? Or like getting poison ivy. It's just like, it's not like life or death most of the time. It's just really annoying and inconveniencing. So, you know, it's not life or death, but it's just kind of like annoying. Interestingly, my ex-husband and I have been talking more about the kids recently, so that's a plus. I'm an Aries rising. Interesting. Because Mercury retrograde is taking place in your 7th house of one-on-one relationships, Laura. So, Mercury retrograde is taking place in your 7th house of one-on-one relationships. Mercury is communication, and the 7th house is relationships and one-on-one partnerships. Moira, I have natal Mercury in Pisces and a Capricorn. So you're a Capricorn rising. Moira, for a Capricorn rising, how has Mercury retrograde been treating you, or how has the past week or two been treating you? Sonia, I have been journaling more a lot than usual, and I'm a Virgo. I love that. Do you know your rising sign, Sonia? This one is super hard for me. Hi, Echo. How come? How come it's been hard for you? I mean, it's been hard for me too. But I'm just saying. Iridescent Sea. I recently started exploring sidereal astrology, which changes my chart placements, but I still have a Leo rising. I think that's really healthy, Iridescent Sea. I was taught on Placidus chart systems, and for client work, I typically use whole sign, and I find there's a lot of benefits in both, and I feel like it really does widen your perception of the placements and how they can be useful in different sorts of systems, and some work better for others. And you know, I feel like it's like learning languages. Language is a way to communicate. Astrology is a way to communicate and to process information about things in whatever systems that you use is just like different types of languages, but in the end they're all still communicating. It's whatever works for you or whatever you understand more, or like even from like Vedic astrology to Western, it's all still the language of the stars. It's just however it is best interpreted for you, and whatever language you find more comfortable is, that's kind of where I feel. I recently started, oh no, I already read yours, okay. Echo says, hello, I had some friend dynamic drama. It's sorting itself out now. I'm Aquarius Sun, Cap Moon. Hello, Aquarius Sun. Okay. Yeah, interesting. Your, wait, hold on, wait. What did you say? Capricorn Moon? Well, if you're a Capricorn Moon, the Mercury retrograde is taking, wait, didn't you say you were Capricorn Ascendant, Echo? Or was that Moira? Oh, that was Moira. You don't know your Ascendant, Echo? Lunar said, oh, I'm a Cancer rising, but my own Mercury is retrograde, so I usually don't feel the effects of it during the transits. However, this time around, I'm definitely feeling it big time. I find that true for at least clients who tell me that they don't normally connect very, with like the hubbub of the Mercury retrogrades. They feel like their life is always one Mercury retrograde, and then when Mercury's retrograde, they're like, what do y'all, like, this is my life. What are y'all even worried about? Like, it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, I feel that for you. But Cancer, for a Cancer rising, it's taking place in your 4th house. So that's family, home, and, so there might be some miscommunications between family members, or if you have children, like the relaying of lessons or communication, or a little bit of in between you and the family, or you and the home if you're waiting for someone to put a pool into the back of your house. So, that might be delayed more than normal or something. Just stupid like that. If it's not affecting you that much, that's good to hear. Sonia, when it comes to astrology, I'm still learning one step at a time, right? Absolutely. Katie, oh, hello, I was just following you. I know. I was like, I'm about to get off this live stream because I have to talk to Katie. Annabelle says, hello, I'm from Quebec, and I am a Sagittarius with a Sagittarius Ascendant. Ooh, queen. We love a Sag placement. Well, how has Mercury retrograde been affecting you? Mercury is currently retrograde, transiting your 11th house of hopes, wishes, friends, communities, and organizations. So yeah. Cha Edwin said, greetings and salutations. Greetings and salutations. Oh, Echo said Libra Ascendant. Interesting. You're the one, Echo, that said Capricorn Moon, I think you said. I mean, if you have a Libra Ascendant, that means that Libra is, Mercury is retrograde in your 1st house of self-evaluation, identity, physical body, ego. So there might be some things going on with you personally that is transforming the way that you think and that you're processing information about you and yourself. So great time to be journaling. Great time to be meditating. Lenore said, Libra Sun, Cancer rising. I have had a lot of communications that have gone sideways at random work and personal. Libra Moon. Yeah, hi. Moira, I have Sun, Moon, and Mercury in Pisces. Not sure how this retrograde has affected me. Moira, I kind of need to know really where your ascendant is, to know kind of more specifically where the retrograde would be affecting you. I'm a Sun, Aquarius, Libra rising, Capricorn Moon. Those are fun placements, Echo. Yeah, love that. Sun in Gemini, Moon in Virgo. Wait, no, Sag Sun, Gemini Moon, Virgo Ascendant, and I feel connected to you. Yes, I would think that you would. Gemini Moon, Virgo Ascendant. What's up, Chadwin? How you doing? Yeah, so for Virgo Ascendant, Cha Edwin, it is taking place in your second house of personal finances, material possessions, and physical goods and items. So if there's anything that you've bought that showed up and it was the wrong color, if you thought you were going to make money on something and turns out that there was a big tax or something like that, like your finances, there might be a little bit of a miscommunication, a little bit of reevaluation. It might be a really good time for you to go and clean out the junk drawer, make space for new things to come in and not just junk. Don't clean the junk drawer out with the mindset that you think it's going to get filled with junk again. Clean the junk drawer out and find a way to keep the junk drawer clean. Is a really good way. I'm gonna write that down, bitch. Sorry, but that was incredible. Okay. Peachy Keen, hello there. I really like your profile picture. It's cute from what I can see in the little teeny circle. I'm Leo Sun, Aries Moon, and Scorpio Ascendant. I can't do the quick math right now because I'm on pain pills, so I'm looking at my notes. Okay, so for Scorpio Ascendant, you're having your Mercury retrograde transit your 12th house of mental health, of institutions, of the subconscious, the dream world, the bigger spiritual connections. Yeah, for Mercury retrograde in Libra, if you have Libra in your 12th house, I would find any way that you can feel to keep your mental health in balance during this time. So whatever that means for you, and whatever healthy habits that you can adopt or maybe turn back on if they've been switched off. Like if you know that doing a certain thing is not helpful for your own mental health, and yet you're doing it anyways, now would be the time to be really gentle with yourself and nudge yourself towards healthier habits, and to really get quiet, and back a little bit in tune with the way that your mind, body, the physical realm, and the subconscious realm are kind of connecting and balanced at this time. I feel like this is, for Scorpio Ascendants, I feel like this, this Mercury retrograde might be a little bit more of a mind fuck than it is for some of the other people. Bye, Sonia. Thank you. I'm just taking notes at things that come to me as I'm like kind of spitfiring some of the stuff to you guys without having anything prepped. Just because it'll make it easier. You'd love my chart. I have like 8 planets all right next to each other. Echo. I love myself a good bucket chart. I love myself a good cluster of planets. I love myself a good heavy-handed pocket of energy in a natal chart. I love myself a good stellium, a healthy stellium placement in a natal chart. Love that for you. Thank you, bless you. I've been cleaning up, like spring cleaning. Yes. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Cool. You have one too. I haven't met anyone else with that type of chart. Echo, not to downplay your chart, but it's more common than you would think to have shitload of planets all in one sign or all pushed to one side of the chart. And in fact, one of the things that I find is really common with bucket charts or with charts that have a ton of stelliums placed kind of in the same general area of the chart is that when shit goes down in y'all's life, it isn't just like, oh, you get an animal, or oh, you move, or oh, you graduate school. Like it's everything all at once. Like you move, you get married, you have a baby, you have a dog, you fucking graduate law school, you move again, and then oh, your car breaks down, and oh, now someone you are caring for. Like it's like everything happens all at once because the big planets, when they transit, they hit all aspects of you, like one after another, and then like nothing happens for a really long time. You know what I mean? Because you get everything in like a rip the band-aid healthy dose, and then it's kind of quiet there for a minute. So I find it just interesting to interact with the people who have a lot of planets placed in one side of their chart, because when I see those like shit stirring planets making their way around to that cluster, I'm like, oh, here we go, big change is coming. How rare is it to find someone else with the same moon, sun, and ascendant? I mean, kind of rare, but I mean, not that rare. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like the odds of that. It's not that rare. Yes, I had an emergency surgery, then moved, and a bunch of little things happened to me too. Yeah. When was that, Echo? And weren't you the one that said you had a Libra rising? I don't know. Sorry, I'm getting people mixed up now. I'm pretty good at like memorizing it, but I have to normally see the chart to really remember. But oh, I actually came across my big 3 astro twin on Instagram in an astrology post for the first time in 27 years. Oh my god, I love that. I love that. I met someone with the same exact sun, moon, and ascendant as me, and it was wild. Cute. Not rare. This should be a meet-up dating app that aligns people's planets and placements. Yo, ciao Edwin, that would not be good for me if I was dating another fucking Gemini with a Virgo ascendant and a Taurus moon. That would not work out well for me. That would not work out well. This year, yes, Libra rising. Also had my Saturn. Okay, there we go. Also had your Saturn return. Jesus Christ. Yeah, well that'll do it. Well, yeah, because if you have... Oh my god, my brain is too fried right now. Done. Well, that doesn't make sense. Hold on. I have a stellium with Sun, Mars, Saturn, and Chiron and Aquarius. So you're having your Saturn return too right now. Do you know that, Iridescent Sea? Do you know that? I hate that I'm drinking a Coke and everyone knows it. I don't drink pop. I don't drink soda. But I just felt like I needed a little pick-me-up. Yeah, iridescent sea. You're going through your Saturn return. It's pretty important, as well as if you have your Sun and Mars and Chiron placed there. I'm gonna go ahead and say that it's gonna be a really wild rest of the 2 years for you. Not bad, not good. It is just a coming of age in terms of the planets. The universe is seeing you leveling up into adulthood, no matter what. What is your rising sign, my love? Hi, Linda. Thanks for joining. I am gonna take a second to write a little bit, but I want you guys to know that for the entirety of this Mercury retrograde, the planets of Mars and Mercury, Mars and the Sun, are also in the sign of Libra. So there is a heavy influence of those planets on Mercury retrograde in Libra. The Sun is vitality, energy, ego, and outward expression. And Mars is the god of war and action and passion and chaos and accidents and motivations and creativity, and it's the gas pedal. You know, the Sun is like the name brand of the car, and Mars is the gas pedal. You know, what color is the car and what brand is it? Is the Sun? Maybe Venus is what color it is. And Mars is the gas pedal. And depending on what sign Mars is in, we can tell about, is the pedal to the metal? Are we stop and go? Are we breaking it all? Or are we at a gradual 10 and 2 with like following the speed limit? Like, what's happening here? So yeah. Okay, I am going to take a second and I'm going to do a little bit of writing. I'm going to set a little bit of timer for myself, and we'll say about 10 minutes, give or take. And feel free. Oh my god, that's a heckin' brilliant analogy. You're awesome. Thank you. Thanks. Yeah. So let's, yeah. I would say like Jupiter for a car would be like how much the car cost, and were you given it, were you gifted it, or, you know, did you have to buy it yourself, or how much is the retail value worth? I could keep going on all day, but I'm gonna write for about 10 minutes or so you guys, gals, and in-betweens can just hang out, keep chatting with each other. You can read yourself, you could write yourself, you could do some dishes, you could, whatever you need to do. We got 10 minutes, and then I'll come back to the chat. If you have questions or you have things you want to share for when I'm looking at the chat again, leave them and I will go over your comments. Okay? Okay. So about 10 minutes or so, I'm going to go ahead and write. Okay. Anybody coming in that says hello, fill them in on why I'm not talking. Katie's reading! Yes, queen. Okay. Ooh, I'm in a cheeky little mood. I'm cheeky. I'm cheeky right now. I'm just feeling feisty. Have fun with your things that you'll be doing. I'm gonna get comfy and cozy and make my tea. Yeah, it's been about 10 minutes, so thought I would come back on here. I feel like this video that I'm writing, because of the cheeky mood I'm in, is gonna be less helpful and more funny. You know, I'm not gonna get up and be like, this Mercury retrograde is going to be, like, I'm kind of like poking fun at everyone. I can already tell that that's like the mood. That's the mood. Which is fine. Yeah. Yeah, I'm feeling a bit sassy. I'm feeling a bit, feeling like I want to stir the shit pot, because why not? Why not? This Mercury retrograde is happening in my 2nd house, because I'm a Virgo Ascendant, as well as somebody else that was here that said that they had a Virgo Ascendant. Anyways, let's talk about something else as well. What is everyone reading? Since Katie Flowers, my king, is here, what is anybody reading anything good? What have y'all been into? I have not been very good at reading. I've been trying. I did read a little bit yesterday. I'm reading this like stupid like YA Disney book that I've been reading for a while. I read one of them in the series already, and it's basically like a retelling of the Disney stories from a different perspective, or like an alternate ending. So the one I'm reading right now is So This Is Love, and it is from Cinderella's perspective, if she didn't get to try back on the glass slipper, and like how that would have gone for her. And honestly, like, I'm kind of loving it. It's such an easy read. It's so like silly and so like whatever, but like I'm really liking it. And it's not like a huge investment of my time and energy, and like I just feel like it's a fun little read. So what is everybody else reading, if you're reading anything? My niece and I are reading The Complete Idiot's Guide to Alchemy by Dennis William Hawke. Nice. That's fun. That's really cool that you have a relationship with your niece like that. Super cool. Echo Doll. Oh, you changed your name, Echo. Echo Doll now. Love that. Echo says, been into reading tarot, but that's it. Brain is slow after surgery. Oh, I'm sorry. If you feel comfortable sharing, what kind of surgery did you have? Yes. If you feel comfortable, you don't have to share that. That is personal and private information, but it's up to you. Stop! I told you I'm not drinking Coke. Why don't you believe me? Yeah. Do we have any Taurus ascendants in the house? I don't think we have had anyone say that they were Taurus in here. Interesting. I'm also reading a couple other books, but that's the one that like I'm actively emergency surgery for abdominal abscess. Oh my god. That's a big deal. It's a big deal, love. I'm glad that they found that out for you, and they were able to take that out. That's a big deal. That does sound scary. Lenore says, I mostly do audiobooks. Just finished Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell by Susanna Clark. Highly recommend. What's that about, Lenore? now listening to The Ladies of Grace, Adieu, by the same author. Hope Echo is doing better. Yeah, Lenore, that sounds really interesting. What is the book? Like, give us a little, either like genre or like a summary, or not even a summary, just give us a little, like, what's it about? I also love audiobooks. I love reading, and, oh, Magicians. Sold. Sold. Is that like Jonathan Strange as in like Doctor Strange? It was a little scary, but I was in so much pain that I was actually thankful for the surgery. Right now, I'm just in recovery and getting stronger every day. Dang. I'm so sorry. That's scary. That's scary. So glad that you're doing better. It's a modern book, but it's sent in the early 1800s. Yeah. That sounds cool. Sold. Sold, Lenore. Yeah. Should we pull a mindfulness card? No. Well, we can do that, but I packed all my tarot decks away and my oracle decks because we're moving. Everything's empty. Except for this crazy Monstera plant that's like taking over the whole thing. Growing like a vine. But I was like, okay, I'm just going to keep a couple decks out, and maybe I'll show you which ones I chose until we actually make the move. I kept my Rider-Waite-Smith Centennial Mini Edition. It's like beat to hell because I like take it in my bag everywhere I go. Obviously I had to have my Rider-Waite-Smith. Obviously I needed my Goddess Guidance Oracle. This is my like tried and true. I fucking love this. And I feel like because Doreen Virtue doesn't want me using the deck because apparently I'm like friendly with Satan, it like makes me feel a little bit better knowing that I'm using it anyways. Also, I just bought a shirt from a website and in big red letters it says "See you in hell," and I cannot wait to get it, and I cannot wait to wear it in videos. So there's that. Really feeling like maybe we can pull a goddess card and see what's going on real quick. What do we need to know in general, or even about the current information on silly little Mercury and all the shit stirring it's causing? What kind of goddess wants to give us some information for those of us in the live stream and anybody watching the playback? What do we got? What do we got here? What do we got? Ooh, shit. Ooh. Ishtar. Boundaries, baby. Boundaries. Boundaries. I love this so much that I am going to write about that in the Astro overview of, hold on. It says, love yourself enough to say no to others, demand on your time and energy. Others demands on your time and energy. Boundaries is such a good keyword for Mercury in Libra in general. And then Mercury in retrograde in Libra. It's really a reevaluation of your boundaries. If you set boundaries, if you're overstepping somebody else's boundaries, if you need to enhance the boundaries, if you need to reassess and maybe take the boundaries down if they're no longer working or necessary, like for yourself, for others, for the general good of balance in humanity. Like, boundaries is such a great theme and topic surrounding Mercury in Libra and Mercury retrograde in general. Love yourself enough to say no to others' demands on your time and energy. Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. Especially because Libra is the sign of, it's ruled by Venus, but it is really representing partnerships, the arts, but also interaction between other people. Like, you create art for others to see and for others to experience. It's really an interaction between people, partnerships, relationships, and I mean, I just really, and Mercury is the planet of communication. How can you set boundaries with people if you don't communicate them clearly? Or how do you know that you're stepping over somebody else's boundaries if they don't communicate it clearly to you? Yeah, this is just fire card. I'll never stop being impressed by the Goddess Guidance Oracle. So, how has boundaries, remind me of your rising sign when you comment this. Remind me of your rising sign if you know it, and how has boundaries played an important role within your life in any sort of way within the last week or two. I think that would be interesting to see. And while you're writing that, I will, I'm going to make a note that I pulled Ishtar. And for funsies, we'll just read a little bit more about Ishtar, because I feel like Ishtar is not really a commonly talked about goddess. You know, we hear like Athena and Diana and, you know, but I don't feel like Ishtar is really represented. Sag rising. Got told by my supervisor that I'm not allowed to tell anyone anything. Excuse me? Don't they know that you're a Sag rising? Who the fuck? One of the worst things you could do to a Sag is to tell them not to do something. Don't they know that? Clearly they don't know that. Clearly, Christiana, they don't know that. So you might need to just tell them. Because, yeah. So Mercury in Libra is currently transiting your 11th house of friends, organizations, group contributions, technology, future, hope and awareness, social awareness, friends, things like that. So I would think about the ways in which that boundary may or may not work for you in the grand scheme of your future. Does that align with... That's so fucking weird. I'm not allowed to tell anything to anybody. Girl, what'd you do? Who hurt you? T, what does it say? Yeah, let's read about Ishtar in a second. Libra rising, right? Boundaries and learning to sit down and not take up battles that aren't mine. Really leaning into self-care and recovery. Echo, that is really, really good advice for Libra ascendants currently, because again, Libra is going to be transiting your first house of your physical appearance, yourself, your ego, your identity, your approach to life, honestly, your body. First house is really the body. And so for Mercury retrograde in Libra, it's really about finding healthy boundaries and balance within the self, and the self routines and the self-care and the self realizations, the self love. Learning to really concentrate and think and process things about you. It's really a time for you right now. Like, we don't need to be getting involved. And also the communication of like when you need help from others and being able to effectively communicate that clearly and knowing like who's there for you and who's not, that it's worth reaching out SOS for. You know what I mean? And it's okay if somebody's not, but we can't, if we know that they're not there for us, we can't continuously keep ringing the bell expecting them to like show up and be like, you rang, when we just know that they're not fucking dependable in general. You know what I mean? And then just like love and let God, love and let go. Because it's really about you right now, and what you need for yourself, mind-wise, boundary. Yeah. So for you, I would take this and flip it of like, love yourself enough to say no to others' demands on your time and energy. It'd be more so like, love yourself enough to give yourself your own time and energy. Like, it's not about others, it's about you. So flip that to be really concentrating on, what do I need? Like, it's time for you to be a little selfish. And Libra ascendants, you know, they can have their moment. They need their validation. They need their praise. They need their, like, attaboys. But they are still always willing to do what everybody else wants. And that's not the case right now. You really need to be thinking selfishly about yourself and what you need. You're welcome, Echo. You didn't ask me for that, but whatever. Christiana, worse. I'm a Capricorn sun. Oh my god, you're so funny. Oh my gosh. What did you do? Girl, what did you do? Rising sign Cancer. So again, that would mean that it's taking place, what did I say, in your 4th house? Yeah. Cancer Ascendant taking place in your 4th house. I feel like I've been more conscious of my boundaries than usual. That's great. And checking in to make sure that I'm keeping good boundaries. That's great. I love that. Didn't you say your Mercury was retrograde? Love that for you. Christiana, the tea article is mostly about organics and how and where tea is grown. Okay, I missed something. I fucking missed. I missed something. I'm lost. Okay, iridescent C says Leo rising. Okay. Hubby and I are both struggling to lay down boundaries with a family member that is constantly contacting us. We are concerned about her mental health, so hesitate to lay boundaries. Yeah. For Leo risings, Mercury retrograde in Libra is taking place in your 3rd house of communication, short distance travels, siblings, really the mind, social constructs, social outings, social interactions, that sort of thing. I would say that Libra energy, especially Mercury in Libra, it's really tricky to discern sometimes what we think is helping and what might be borderline codependency. You know what I mean? So feeling like somebody needs help, or feeling like, you know, you're a little hesitate to lay boundaries, when in actuality sometimes, especially when mental health is involved in a conversation or an interaction or an experience, sometimes laying boundaries and clearly communicating them, and like communicating them again and again, because Mercury is retrograde, is kind of like a good way to be super transparent about what's expected and what is needed from both sides. And if you're not ready to like set a boundary now, maybe this time in Mercury retrograde is a good time for you and your husband to kind of go over like, is there boundaries that need to be set? And if so, what is it? And when do we feel comfortable easing in this like kind of healthy dynamic of what works for us and what doesn't? And you know, how firm are we on these boundaries? It's a good opportunity for you and your romantic partner to figure out like how you want to communicate. together as a team with an outside influence. I mean, communication is third house, so like family members constantly contacting you. It's textbook, Leo. Also, you're a Leo rising, so like try not to make it about you, babes. Try. I know I love you, and I see you, and you shine brighter than everyone, and that's like such a gift. But you know, it's hard to find a healthy balance between like, should I be, shouldn't I be, you know, it's hard. I'm dealing with all kinds of childish BS at work this year. I'm choking it up to, I'm choking it up to being a hermit year for me. That's not the Sag ascendant that I would know and expect. Please. Sag rising. Yeah, right. So funny. Kind of dragging y'all. I'm not trying to. I'm just being, I told you I'm cheeky. You're the ones commenting. I warned you. She's drinking a Coke. Just crazy. All right, let's read a little bit about Ishtar real quick. Just for fun. All right. It says, a sincere desire to give of service is wonderful. However, there's a distinction between giving of yourself and giving up yourself. If you feel tired, guilty, or resentful while helping others, then you're not truly helping them, are you? You're interjecting poisonous energies into the relationship, and then no one benefits. Step back and reassess the situation. As you respect your own boundaries, others will begin to recognize and respect them within you and within themselves as well. Now, that's a healthy behavior to teach others. Yep. Love that. Interesting, because Ishtar, it says, she's been worshipped and invoked since ancient Babylonian times as the embodiment of Venus's womanly energy. Ishtar, which, if y'all didn't know, and I already mentioned, Libra is ruled by Venus. So, Libra queen. Ishtar represents divine feminine in all of her aspects, including nurturing, mothering, sensuality, fertility, healing, protection, and wisdom. Okay, got it. It's the card. Okay, moving on. So I have my Rider Waite, I have my Goddess Guidance, I have the new deck that I did a little unboxing walkthrough, the Dreamweaver's Tarot. If you haven't seen this and you want to watch it, I have an unboxing walkthrough. I made a couple videos like with just showing the cards too, because I've been like trying to work with it a little bit. But they're really cool. They look kind of like Polaroids. Very Instagrammable deck, but I actually really like this. Katie Flowers sent me this deck like a year ago, and I'm very, very grateful. It's super different and weird, and I actually really am vibing with it. So I've been working with this a little bit, just pulling like kind of daily cards. I've done a little bit, one or two little spreads with it. It's kind of hard to see, especially in this light, but I'm really loving it. So I kept that one out just because it was like new and fun, and yeah, I just kind of wanted to explore it a little bit more. And then, so I kept those out, and I'll just like pack them in a little bag when it's time to actually up and go. And then I kept the Cosmic Woman Tarot, which, because this deck and the Dreamweaver Tarot was something that Katie Flowers sent to me a year ago, and I have not done an unboxing of this one, and I don't know if I'm going to do like a walkthrough of this. I think I'll just like talk about it a little bit, talk about like the general stuff, and then put music again and just have you guys be able to look at the cards, because I don't know what else, like it's already been used, I don't think it's in order, and yada yada yada. But I thought, like, in between this and the move, I might be able to film a little quick flip through of that, so I kept that one. And then I kept these fun little mindfulness cards that I've talked about a couple times. I got this from Barnes & Noble, and I got it for a gift for my friend who just had a baby, so she can put it on her breast pumping station and kind of pull one little mindfulness card for herself and, like, think about it while she's sitting there instead of maybe going on the phone or something the whole time. And there's 4 little categories. One of them is rest and balance, the other is curiosity and joy, the other is insight and awareness, and the other one is kindness. So let's go with insight and awareness. There is always more, is what we got. So this is what the front looks like. There's different colors for each of the sections. It says, boredom is a fabulous tool and a great indicator that there is more fun to be had. Next time you're feeling bored, look more closely. If there doesn't seem to be much going on, then look even closer. If you start to look for interesting things and for more detail, you will see in it a new light, and something that was once boring can reveal itself as truly fascinating. If you're still bored, then spend a few minutes looking at boredom itself. What does it feel like in your mind and in your body? I was raised not allowed to say the word bored. So I don't know what that means, and that has turned a bit into toxic productivity for me. So I think it might be a little bit more healthy to create the boundaries on, like, kind of allowing myself the opportunity to be a little bored. You know what I mean? Because, like, I feel like I'm never bored because I'm always supposed to be doing something. I'm always supposed to be keeping myself busy. And so, while that is very helpful to be, like, productive, I think it has turned me a little bit anxious in the fact that, like, well, I'm never supposed to be bored. So I'm always supposed to be doing something. So when there are times in which I'm supposed to kind of be in a space where maybe boredom might creep in naturally because I need to be sitting and healing, I'm never really allowing myself that. So I think the boundary personally for me with that is going to be allowing myself to create space for boredom to find me instead of trying everything I can to avoid feeling it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Hi, Dana. I don't know if I missed you coming in. I'm sorry, love. My grandfather used to say boredom is a state of mind, honey. Oh, I love that. And Echo says next year is my hermit year. This year is strength. Ooh, yeah, Echo. Year of strength. That's nice. I love that. I need to take off this ice pack brace, so if you hear, like, concerning sounds, sorry. It's like, it was nice, very nice. But it's now, like, currently cutting off the circulation here. I don't know how much longer I will be on here for. I think I might do another little 10-minute segment of writing. Wow, okay. Ooh, Miller Nature, hey, what's up? The last deck that I kept was one that I have not used in a long time. Do you guys remember Wild Moon Woman? She used to be on YouTube, Tarot Talk. She was popular for a second and then found Jesus. I used to really like her, and not that I don't, it's just she's not on here anymore. And I had gotten this deck from her, and it's the Reckham Oracle. One of the coolest decks I have. In fact, I think it's worth quite a bit of money. Hold on, let me see if that's Reckham Oracle. Yeah, it's selling right now for like $75. I don't know if it's the same edition that I have. But this Arthur Raccoon Oracle someone selling it on Etsy for $75. That was the first thing that came up. I don't know how legit that is, but yeah. So I have this. These are the backs. I actually love it. I pull it out when it's spooky season. That's upside down. Very creepy backs. Love it. And all of the cards are like very shadowy. Like reserve, realization, jealousy, parasite, strength, complication, devilment, catalyst, forbidden fruit, futility, Baphomet, gossip, intuition, influence, discovery, coercion, anxiety, renewal, intemperaments, curiosity, like, you know, delusion. Like, these are some shadow heavy. Like, this is not for the faint of heart. Like, we're not pulling this to, like, get a little warm little hug. You know, so I really like pulling this out when the seasons change to fall and go into winter. But if we're going to pull from here, we better be ready to have our wigs snatched. You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to be like, you're doing a great job. Plus, there's no guidebook. I don't have any guidebook. And sometimes there's words on here that I don't even know what they mean, and I got to look them up. But I feel it. I feel it. So what do we need to know about current state of things? Maybe the Mercury retrograde in Libra is... Oh, she shot herself out. Parasite. Ooh, it says dominating influence. And the picture is of Rapunzel letting down her hair in the castle and Mother climbing up. Mother knows best. It says parasite. It's very hard to see that. I'm so sorry. That is... I felt that card shoot out. Yeah, did you see it? It went... Like, those are gorgeous. Yeah, they are really, really pretty. So, interesting. Dominating influence. You know what's funny about a parasite is parasites typically do not, like, if you have some sort of parasite or you watch an animal that gets a parasite, it isn't something that just like instantly people will know or understand that, oh my gosh, it has to be a parasite. It's something that typically happens slowly over time. The effects of the parasite, you know, sometimes the parasite might infiltrate, like, you know, the digestive system, and then like cause you to like be hungry all the time. Like, let's say you had like a tapeworm or something. You know, like, you don't automatically shoot in your mind to like, it must be a parasite. You're like, oh, my stomach's upset. Like, maybe I ate some bad food, or, you know, oh, I'm hungry all the time. Maybe I'm pregnant, or like, oh wow, like my stomach is just like, I feel like there's worms in my stomach and I don't know what's happening. You know, like, it normally is like a lot, like slowly over time you rule other things out, and the parasite's effects are slow and steady. The dominating influence is just making me think of like, with this image of like Rapunzel throwing over the hair, it's like she knew no better. She only had her mother. She only had the influence of this one person who kept telling her that like it was safer for her to be in the tower. Like, just, you know, shut your mouth when you're talking to me. Like, keep quiet, and just do as you're told. And then over time, you know, until he showed up or whatever happened, Rapunzel decided to leave the tower. She just didn't really understand that influence was the parasite. She thought that it was like taking care of her and yada yada yada. Interesting. So I guess if we're tying this back to like maybe current things, maybe even Mercury retrograde in Libra and Ishtar and boundaries, you know, take a look at the things in your life that might be not so obvious, in which, you know, we've been questioning, or that maybe have made, like, churned our stomachs a little bit, or kind of have felt a little like, this isn't going as well as I want it to, or like kind of feels kind of feels like things need to be stirred up a bit, or maybe feels like I'm losing a little bit of my power, and how can I get my power back? So for instance, for Cancer ascendants, maybe taking a look in the home where Mercury in Libra retrograde is affecting you. What things in the home can you stir up? Can you clean up? Can you maybe shift the focus? Maybe clean up the boundaries literally of your home. Like maybe do some landscaping, maybe do some like floorboards cleaning, do some house magic, you know. Clean up, make sure that there's no parasites living in the corner of your home. You know, for like Leo ascendants, making sure that, you know, the things that you say to others and to yourself, you know, are tidy and clean. Make sure that you're not infiltrating your, you know, confirmation bias to other people and vice versa. You know, make sure that the information that you're taking in is helpful and that is something that you want to use as useful information. And if not, then, you know, maybe cut that braid off and let mom fall down. You know what I mean? It's about time. Whatever you need. Think about the things in which that aren't maybe so obvious, and that may over time feel like slowly they're becoming a little bit toxic, or maybe we just need to freshen things up a bit, right? Libra ascendant, like we talked about earlier, first house, power in yourself. You know, what are the things and the traits? Are you your own parasite? Have you been giving your energy away to other people, or expecting too much from other people that they can't give you? Or, you know, how can you give back to yourself? That sort of thing. Like communicating clearly, and sometimes twice, 3 times over with Mercury retrograde. Sometimes you just really gotta, like, make sure people are getting it. Or just wait until it passes and then communicate clearly. That's a great deck. Yeah, I really do wish there was a little bit of a guidebook, just because sometimes the images are a bit ambiguous. Like this one I can see clearly it's Rapunzel, which gives me enough to work on. Sometimes, I mean, like this one says Destiny, Change in the Wind, and it's like 2 figures, one of them hanging out of like the cracked side of like what looks like a castle. One of them's in like almost like peasant or maid clothes, and the other one looks like the goddess of Venus love coming out of a pearl, Aphrodite. And it's just like Destiny, Change in the Wind. Like that's quite ambiguous. Like that's quite open. Not that I need all of my decks to be like, here's the message, but I think some of these illustrations that Arthur did, I just would love a little bit more insight on. I know that they're very, you know, fairy tale oriented, and some of them I just don't know. Oh God, this one is, ooh, wicked. Sancfroid, confronting the demons. Look at this card. I don't even know if you're going to be able to see that. Ooh, that is nasty. Cool. Can you even see that card? So awesome. I would not give up this deck in a million years. Dana said, I came into this season with a lot of sadness and change. It's crazy. I'm sorry. Better use my voice wisely as a Leo ascendant over here. Yes. And it's not just about how you communicate, it's about communication in general. Like, what kind of information, hold on, I want to write this down. You know, it's not about, not just how you're communicating, it's the resources of information that you're taking in, who you're listening to, what sort of social media platforms are you on, who are you subscribed to, what kind of content do you typically click on, or where do you get your news resources, or how are you planning out your day as far as like telling other people what works for you and how to get your needs met. So it's not just what you're communicating to others, it's also about the kind of information and who you're listening to. It's a two-way street. You could talk at a brick wall all you want, you know what I mean? But if you pick up the phone, who's on the other end? And what are they saying back to you, kind of thing? You know? Maybe the princess embracing her change from being a princess to running away and living for herself. I love that. Cute. Okay, give me a second. I want to... Okay. That makes perfect sense. Love that. Well, this was much more fun than working alone. Love that, Lenore. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for joining. Thanks for giving me space to give you guys unsolicited astrology and tarot advice. I mean, it's not really unsolicited if you come to my lives because, you know what I mean? But at the same time, y'all didn't ask for that, and I gave it to you anyways. Parasite. Ooh, man. Just keep thinking about, you know, the slow effects and, like, the hidden aspects of a parasite. Like, again, most of the time, your first instinct isn't to think it's a parasite. You know, it's like after ruling out other possibilities, and it's like, well, maybe it's a parasite, you know? Maybe because you're shitting yourself 7 times a day, it's not because you're having too much fiber. Maybe it's because you have a parasite. You know what I mean? What does Ishtar next to the parasite mean? I mean, I think we kind of were going over thinking about the boundaries of things that aren't... I think we focus a lot on boundaries that are obvious, of like, this person's toxic in my life, or our relationship needs to be addressed. I clearly have to set boundaries with this person over and over and over again, or maybe I'm going, like, it's not so much about the things that are like obvious right now. Mercury retrograde is a time for us to reassess, to go within, to kind of reevaluate, to redo things, to finish things up. And I think it's an opportunity for us to take a look at the places in which we think might be balanced and peaceful, but when we kind of look a little deeper, maybe do a little shadow work, maybe kind of reassess how we are feeling about certain things, there might be other opportunities for us to realize certain boundaries that we had put in place that we didn't realize, or boundaries that could be put in place, or maybe we realized that somebody else had set a boundary but wasn't clearly communicating it to us, and it's our it's a good thing for us to maybe bring it up with them and clarify that boundary. So I would say take a look at the areas in which I'm not implying that everyone take a look at the places in their life that's going well and like everything's great and try to find something wrong with it. That's not what I'm implying. It's like, get quiet and take a little aspect, like from above, take a nice bird's eye view over the areas of your life, whether it's your working, whether it's your hobbies, whether it's your family, whether it is your partnerships, whether it is your pets, whether it is your, you know, your diet, your health. Take a look at the different areas of your life and focus on the ones that typically don't get the most attention and typically aren't the ones that you feel like are going really well. Like, where are those middle grounds where it's like, it's not bad, but it could be going better. And really take a look at like how much time and energy that we've spent in there, and whether, you know, whether we need to bring some Libra, Mercury and Libra energy and focus into there, and maybe the influence of boundaries within that particular area. Okay, that's what I have for you guys today. I will have more on this hopefully soon. Hopefully I can finish this and make some sort of video, even if it's a fun little thing, or do another live stream like this and talk it out when it's like a little bit more planned. But yeah, for anybody that's watching this now, or you know, here watching the playback or here live, yeah, I appreciate it. I think I am not going to get much done writing. I always say, like, journal with me, write with me, and then I just talk the whole time, which, like, I think we all expected. But I think I'm going to go and do a little bit more writing on this. You guys inspired me, so thank you so much. And thanks for hanging out with me. This was so worth clicking on. Thank you, Christiana. Love it. Loved hearing about your work tea, your work gossip. I missed something in there, but that's okay. Thanks for sharing space with me. Thanks for understanding that I look like I need a shower, because I do. So, thank you so much, Linda. I hope you guys have a great one. Oh, and also, if you have not entered to win the first giveaway of the Magic of I journal that I have, make sure you go back to my page and click on the video. It says right in the title, Magic of I #1 giveaway, or whatever it is. Make sure you watch that if you want a chance to win a free Magic of I journal, as well as keep an eye out for the winner and the other 3 that I'm giving away. You know, once I announce the winner of the first, I'll announce the next giveaway. So you have 4 chances to win really bomb journal from a high quality company. So if you're not already doing that, as well as, speaking of which, podcast posted their 130th episode. So if you want to take a look and listen and laugh, it's not a great podcast, but it is hilarious if you want to take and have like a good chuckle and listen to something. Speaking of which, on any podcast streaming platform, and it's Speaking of Which, WITCH, with me and my best friend Skylar. I love you all very much. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.